the 4th of July, and while you'd expect fireworks to be exploding outside,
it feels like inside the pit, they're starting to explode too.
Between incompetent eye candy radiologists and patients literally falling through the cracks.
Episode 9 was basically the ultimate trial by fire. We start off with Robby and Dana in full damage control mode, doing their best to resolve all the chaos from the tech blackout.
And right on cue, the pit gets its first classic 4th of July injury. A 12-year-old boy named Jude, whose firecracker mishap cost him 2 of his fingers. Although I've seen way worse outcomes in real ERs, it was still brutal to watch.
Santos handles him like a pro. Her calm reassurance with Jude was actually really sweet. Who knew she was a kid person?
But that doesn't mean she's lost her edge. She's still sharp enough to catch the smell of alcohol on his breath, which unfortunately means involving social services.
Jude's sister Chantel arrives, and we find out that she's been taking care of him all by herself ever since their parents were deported. It might be heartbreaking, but the pit never shies away from how real-world politics show up in the medical system.
Also showing up with impeccably bad timing, Mel finds out that her sister Becca is in the waiting room right before she gets summoned for her deposition.
She's still complaining of stomach pain, and Langdon gets assigned to her care. Although Mel would love to be there, she looks really relieved knowing he's the one taking care of things.
And this actually gives Langdon the chance to show how much he's grown. He dims the lights and slows things down, using everything he learned from Mel last season about caring for autistic patients.
Plus, Becca casually spills the beans about all the nice things Mel says about her favorite resident.
And right outside the room, Dr. Alashimi's big idea to bring radiology to the ER is backfiring and bringing a lot of the wrong kind of attention.
Theo, the hot new radiologist, seems to be a lot better at getting Princess's attention than he is at actually doing his job. Thankfully, while everyone else is distracted, Joy's doing what Joy does best.
Unfazed by Theo's jawline, she's reading the films faster than he can and catching his mistakes. She really is that good.
McKay also has a nice save when her hunch to observe Amaya, the PCOS patient, saves her from almost losing an ovary.
You can tell how thankful Amaya is to finally have her pain taken seriously, especially as a woman of color.
Unfortunately, Javadi's patient suddenly crashes, and it turns out she was never even added to the board.
This meant that vital tests weren't done in time, and a potentially fatal diagnosis of sigmoid volvulus completely slipped through the cracks.
When they finally catch it, the patient needs emergency surgery immediately, and Garcia absolutely tears into her for it.
Between that and her blowing off plans with Santos, Garcia seems to be extra heartless today.
We also get an ominous heart-to-heart between Robby and Abbott at the end. Abbott tells him to call him if things get dark, and it sounds like a warning from experience.
Which really makes this feel like Robby's goodbye tour. When his idea for Whitaker to house sit turns into him gifting him a bachelor pad if he doesn't make it back, it's starting to feel like he's writing a will. And if firecracker hand explosions weren't enough,
boom! A local water slide collapses.
Which means an entirely new flood of patients is headed straight for the pit.
Now, it really feels like sink or swim.